Bonjour et bienvenue. Sorry. Welcome to the 5 Minute Film Club. Amelie is a French language comedy film from 2001 about a young woman, strangely enough called Amelie, a shy Parisian waitress who decides one day to subtly start to orchestrate the lives of the people around her. Director Jean-Pierre Jeunet originally wrote the part of Amelie for the British actress Emily Watson, but her French wasn't up to scratch, and also she had scheduling conflicts with Gosford Park, and so the role ultimately went to the young and very lovely Audrey Tautou. And personally, I cannot imagine enjoying the film as much without her in it. Jean-Pierre Jeunet had made some decidedly gruesome works before Amelie. 1990's Delicatessen, which I saw in part while at college, and then the absurd and messy fourth entry in the Alien series, Alien Resurrection, in 1997. Here he is on firmer ground, with a great screenplay and a film that has a good sense of fun, structure and characterisation. The film is incredibly light and playful, and the performance she gives here perfectly complements the surroundings of the film. We get to know every nuance of her character, comically told to us through an incredibly long narration sequence that intermittently pops up throughout the film, and Tautou runs with it with all sorts of playful glances at the camera and her subtle movements that spell out a whole load of emotion. This film needed a likeable actress for the audience to really buy into the quirky world that Jean-Pierre sets up, and Audrey Tautou passes with flying colours. Alongside Amelie is a whole host of supporting characters that make up the microcosm that is Montmartre. And every one of them seems to have a slight personality disorder that this film only exaggerates for comic effect. We have a jealous ex-boyfriend who records all his ex's movements on a little tape recorder, and then we have the tragic figure of the glass man, who never leaves his flat. Throughout the film, Amelie sets about surreptitiously changing little details in their life that she thinks will make their life better. As you can probably tell, this film is definitely on the whimsical side. I want you to think of Wes Anderson, just with the anal attention to detail dialed back just a smidge. What we get here is still an incredibly stylish European film, with some amazingly expressive camera angles and movements, and also a use of CGI that I found incredibly endearing. It adds a cartoonish element to the film that harks back to perhaps the early days of French silent cinema. I can completely understand people's reservations about this film due to its tone and look, as its quirky nature sometimes verges on the irksome. For the majority of the film, I was happy, chuckling along, and this film does have some big laugh out loud moments. But however, I do feel like it does go on a tiny bit too long. It's really difficult for comedies, I think, the second they go over the golden 90-minute running time. Luckily, however, the film's setup, style and performances outweigh any reservations that I had about its slightly protracted climax. When it was released, Amelie immediately captured the hearts of the world to the same extent that the artist did much later, and actually probably more so. The film and Audrey Tautou became instantly recognisable and were showered in plaudits. And the film today continues to have a huge following. As I speak, a Broadway production is in the works, and it continues to be the highest grossing French language film in the United States. I've watched Amelie twice now, and I don't think I'm going to have a problem sitting down and watching it again and again and again. The director and the actor seem to be beckoning at the audience to come and just let go for a couple of hours and enjoy the strange world that they've set up for us. If you like your comedies quirky, stylish, and with a bucket load of whimsy, and if you haven't done so already, please check out Amelie. Thank you very much once again for watching my review, and I have the book here, and I'm going to choose next week's, and it will be The Asphalt Jungle from 1950, which also stars a very young Marilyn Monroe. So So please tune in next week when I will be reviewing The Asphalt Jungle.